Hello and welcome to the super random link wheel module. In this one I'm going to show you how to create a link wheel. Now I'm using the SE Nuke software because it automates a lot of it, and I can also schedule things to work for me while I'm off doing something else. Now there's going to be a mixture of both the scheduled process and doing it manually in here so that you can do this without the software if you want to. First, we're going to start out by just filling in some information here. And the reason that I'm showing you this is because if you were to create one yourself without the software, you would still need to use the same information. Once we have our basic info in, we're going to go ahead and start a campaign, and I put tags that are comma separated, a subdomain, and a title. I used spin syntax for this, and I will get into that later. Now for username and profile settings, all of this I'm putting in random. As you can see here, it's auto-generate. This is not a homework assignment. It doesn't need to be fantastic writing, and it doesn't really need to have your name. This is not your website. This is strictly for linking purposes. So don't try to personalize anything, and don't try to make it perfect, because perfect is not important. Now the categories we can auto-generate here. You're going to need categories later, and some of this we'll skip over, but I want to show you here how we're going to start with social networking. And I'm not talking about Facebook and Twitter. I'm talking about Web 2.0 properties. And then after that, we're going to use social bookmarks. So we're going to have social bookmarks linking to social networks, and social networks linking to our site. Now we need to create a profile for all of our Web 2.0 properties. I'm just going to auto-generate. Now the email, you can have this software create an email for you. I've just created one on my own that I use for this type of thing. So you just put your email information in here, and then test it to make sure that it connects. Okay, now we're ready to generate some content. Now I'm not going to write an article. I'm going to just find an article based on my keywords by clicking generate content. What this does is it takes information that's out there, like at Easy Articles, whatever, and it just it finds all that information for me. Now I've gone ahead and I've spun this content. I will show how to spin in another module. That's something all in its own to get it really unique. And what we want to do is to get above 30% unique, and as you can see here, we've tested for, and we get 43%. So that's going to show that it's unique content everywhere that it's posted. Now depending on what you're doing in the software, it's going to ask you for certain information. When you first set up for the first time, it's going to ask you several times because it's for different things. But this is not a tutorial on SE Nuke. This is just a tutorial for Linkwheel. So getting us set up here in the beginning will take a minute. Okay, so our profile number 1 is good. Now what we want to do is we want to generate our accounts. So we need to have a whole bunch of Web 2.0 accounts. Now that's going to take you years to go through every one by yourself, so we're going to use this software to do it. I'm just selecting all the Web 2.0 properties, hub pages, wiki spaces, blogspot, everything. And since I set it up as a scheduled project, I have to override that. Now as you can see here, the software opens up and it opens all these little mini web browsers, and what this is doing is it's going through and it's opening up accounts, and it's opened up accounts at all those Web 2.0 properties, the little green check marks. I'll show you. Then we want to verify the emails just by clicking, because they'll send an email back to you, which you have to open your email, click on a link to verify. Well, this software will do it for you. Just one click, all the emails are now verified and all the accounts are active. It's literally that fast. Imagine how long it takes you to do it without it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to set up our first tier. And the way we're going to do that is we're not going to build links to a whole lot of sites. Links to our money site. We're going to build just 4. So we're going to go into the social network, and I'm just going to click off 4 that I want to use. And it's going to automatically log into my blogs that I've created and create 4 blog posts, 4 unique content blog posts with links back to the money site, which is your main website. Now here you can see that it's created a blog called Best Backlink Software. That's from the keywords that we chose, and it's posting a article generated from our spin content. Okay, now you can see here that we've got 3 successes and 1 failure. Blogspot failed to produce, and I think that is probably because it's Google. It needed extra verification. You can always log into the account and check to see what the problem is, but we're just going to skip over that for now, and I'm going to choose a different one. So here, I guess maybe I'll choose tripod and only create one for tripod. Okay, and it's a success. So now we want to copy the URL. Just erase all of this. I'll use the same notepad. I'm going to put my URL there, and then I want the other URLs from the other 3. I'm going to put these in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply spin syntax to these. Just like they were words, I'm going to spin these URLs. And this is why. Okay, I'm just going to name this Tier 2. Okay, and now I'm going to take the same spin syntax from the other article, and I'm going to use this again. But this time I'm not going to have links back to my site. As you can see, here are the links that go to my site, but I'm not going to do that this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the automatic linking. And replace it with this spin syntax, as you can see, there's the URL of one of the posts from the first 4, and there's the little spin tag, and also there's the separator bars, and it has my link text in there as well. I'm going to take that and I'm going to go in and remove this information, and I'm just going to put in I'm going to paste in my URLs in spun format. So what's going to happen is every time it produces one of these articles on a site, it's going to use a random URL. So this is building random links to random sites that are all going to point back to the first 4 that all point back to my site. I've done that in both places that I have links, as you can see here. Now I'm going to select all of these Web 2.0 sites except the ones that I already published on, my first 4. We'll eliminate those. Then I have to just fill in some more information at the top. I'm just going to take that same information from the other first here. I'm just going to take all my tags, put those in, and then my backlinks, my subdomains. And then my title. The more you spin, the more unique it's going to be. I've got all my Web 2.0 properties checked off except for my first original 4. Now I just want to check what account profile, because okay, we're going to click the account profile that we originally set up, and then we have to have an output URL list and a output RSS list. It's going to show sites that did not take when we first set up the account. There's just 3, so we're all set. And that's going to run automatically. Okay, once your second tier is done, you'll notice that you have a lot more URLs. There was 19 submitted, and there's 5 failed. You're not usually going to get every single one. That's perfectly normal. Some of these doesn't even matter, like Shutterfly or whatever. So what we want to do is we want to copy the URL list, and we're going to copy that to clipboard. And then we're going to go to Linklicious. Click on Add Links. Here you can just paste all those URLs, and I like to set this every 12 hours. Create feed, and that's it. You're all done. Now what this is going to do, it's going to turn all those URLs into one RSS feed, and it's going to ping them. This is going to get your sites indexed a lot faster, so all those links that you created are going to get indexed a lot quicker than if you tried to just wait for the Google search bots to find them. The next thing we want to do is move on to the next tier. We're going to do that through social bookmarking. Now if we click on this, you'll see there's all these red X's, and that's because it didn't go through before when I set it up for a schedule. As you can see, it says it was scheduled there, but I'm doing it manually to show you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just paste all of the URLs that we just used. Okay, you can use the one from the list if you're creating a list. I'm showing you the way to do it without having to use these lists in case you're not using the SE Nuke X software. The principles are going to be the same, and there's other software that you can use for bookmarking, but this is a lot easier. You'll get the idea though. This is a link. These are the links to every single one of those posts, and now we want to build links to these links. Now this will say down here, bookmark 3 random links at each bookmarking site. I try to keep it 3 or 4. Too much you sound like a spammer. So what we're going to do is I'm going to select all for these. You can get even more random by using different profiles, but since this is a brand new profile that I just created, I'm not going to worry about being marked as a spammer anywhere. So I've got 22 selected. Again, not all of them are going to work unless you're using a Yahoo email. Delicious isn't going to work. As you can see down here, we have the title set up, a spinnable title, then the tags, and then a spinnable description. Always use spin syntax in these. And then you can either schedule it or just start. We're going to click start. So as you can see, no username or password for Delicious. Click OK. And our software is going to start. And you can see over here, as they get posted, you'll get a green check mark next to them. Now you can have a lot of different projects running in the background. Depends really on your computer. But for you to do this manually, which you can do, will take you a long time. Now see, I'm doing 6 at a time here. If I wanted to, I could do a lot more. Okay, our submission is complete, and we can see that we got 14 successful submissions and 7 failed submissions. That's not unusual to get failed submissions. You can just go back and try to resubmit. Some sites are just they're a little bit tricky, and you might need to go and activate your account manually or log in and do a couple of things like jump tags. Jump tags is really good because it's a PR7. Let's see, let's close that, and we can see over here that the X next to the failed sites. And what has happened is, for each one of these bookmarking sites, 3 random URLs have been placed on each one of those. Now that's going to be extremely random and building a huge network of sites linking back to your first 4 main Web 2.0 properties and all that link juice is going to funnel right down to you. And you could do this as much as you want without looking suspicious to Google. If you try to just go and build thousands and thousands and thousands of links to your site right off the bat, you're going to get sandboxed. Well, this way you don't have direct links to your site, but you are getting all the link juice. It works just like a funnel, and each site pours a little bit into a jug, and the jug just keeps getting emptied into the next site and the next site, all the way down until it gets to your main site. Okay, so now what we can do is we can take these URLs. Let's see, submission report. I'm going to close the submission report. And this will tell you what the problem is here. Unable to access content. Alright, now you have an output RSS list for social bookmarking, and you also have the social network. You've got two RSS lists. What we want to do with those RSS lists, we're going to go over to here to new RSS project. You can name it whatever you want. Just going to click on that. Okay, please enter RSS feeds to submit, one per line. We're going to use ones from the list. And we can choose either one. Let's just use the social network site. Now what this has done is this has every single one of your URLs that you have created a link on. There is an RSS feed for that site. Now we want that RSS feed to go out and syndicate, so more people will pick up your articles and either copy them or have them indexed. What we can do here is we're just going to go ahead and put in a spinnable title, just like we use for all the other titles. And I'm just going to type up something right here real easy. Best SEO tricks, SEO backlink software, and best SEO software backlinks made easy. This is not vitally important, but we're going to put down here just SEO and internet marketing. That'll be enough. Then we click on start. Oops. Profile name. And that one. So we're going to go here. Oh yes, you have to select your categories. Select technology. Mix them up a little bit. It's not vital. Now some of these aren't going to pertain to you at all, like automotive links, but they still work. So if there's no category, just go ahead and pick anything. It doesn't work. It doesn't matter. Okay, now we're going to click Start, and it's going to show you that you have no username for a couple of them. And this is going to do the same thing as it did with the rest of the project. Okay, our RSS project is completed, and you'll see that we had 23 successes, 2 failures. Not surprising, the automotive links, 1 failed. That's no big deal. But everything else went through. What we've just done is, I did not even scratch the surface of what you can do with SE Nuke X, and this isn't meant to be a tutorial on SE Nuke X. What I'm trying to show you here is how to build link wheels that are going to be extremely random and give you the most possible power that you can get. This one we did pretty easily, but we can get a lot more complex by taking the first 4 Web 2.0 properties and building what we just did here around each one of those. Now we just did 1, but if you were to do 1 for each of those 4, that would really create a lot of link juice for you. And then of course you can do it for additional pages and posts on your site to build your page rank equally. The whole process takes about 1.5 to 2 hours. If you tried to do each one of these manually without using some good software, I seriously doubt you could do it in a week if you worked 8 hours a day. It's just way too much work. You can build link wheels manually that are a lot smaller, but they're not going to be anywhere near as powerful. Using this is going to get you directly to the top of the Google search engines very quickly. Okay, if there's any questions, please visit our forum, and I will be happy to clarify or to help you out.